Happy Friday. We made it. We made it. We made it. We made it. I'm happy about that. I'm very, very proud of myself. Okay. As a perfectionist, all right, recovering perfectionist, I'm proud of myself. We made it 5 whole days to streaming live on my YouTube channel. So welcome, welcome. If you're tuning in, hi, my name is Latonya, and I am a spiritual psychological life coach. I used to be a former therapist, and this is my channel. Okay, this is my channel, and I'm so happy to be here. Very, very, very proud of myself. I've been going live every day this week. So if you've missed any of the lives, feel free to watch the replay and subscribe to the channel. All right. So today on the agenda, we've been talking about relationships and boundaries all week, from toxicity to self-sabotage to astrology, okay, and how that can be something that people need to be aware of how specifically Pisces, this is Pisces season, can be in relationships, the dark side specifically. And today we are going to talk about what it actually looks like to be in a positive relationships. Okay, green flags this time. I feel like people don't talk about this enough. And yes, on I guess on social media, yeah, you can't really trust everything that you see, but it's good for people to start learning what positive, I should say, interactions look like, right? Um, because regardless of whether a couple is on pretending, you can still say, "Hey, I desire someone to talk to me this way and someone to support me this way in my relationship." Okay, so ChatGPT pulled some examples for us to look at today and react to. And yeah, so let's get into it. Okay. So the first one, pull it up here. This one is called People with Healthy Relationships. What are your green flags? All right. Let me make sure you guys can see this properly. We line it up right. In just a moment, I'm going to fix this screen for you all. I think that's how you do that. Okay. All right, that should be better. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I realize that I have zero experience with healthy relationships, both in my own personal dating life and also when looking at family and friends relationships. Hmm, okay. I'm not sure if I know how to recognize green flags. I've learned a little from social media videos where the comments talk about green flags everywhere, but I'm not sure if these things are actually applicable to daily life. Hmm. Okay, so this person, they don't know how to recognize it. That's sad based off of family experience. And I can see what they're saying that, like I was saying earlier, sometimes it doesn't look realistic. Like, I get that. That makes sense. Because I mean, in relationships, you're not going to be in relationship with yourself technically when you decide to be in relationship with someone else. So, yeah, you're going to have conflict every now and then. So it's not going to always be rainbows and unicorns, unfortunately, but you can come out stronger, especially if it's not anything serious, nothing that, disrespects you or dishonors you or puts you in harm's way. It can be certain disagreements that you can get over, right? And we have to know the difference between what is actually dangerous and what can be resolved. Like there should be a line when it comes to your personal autonomy and safety mentally, physically, emotionally, that your partner or whoever you're in a relationship should not cross as a sign of respect and support and safety for each other. Okay. So it says, so people of Reddit, what's your green flags? I'm looking for generic as well as any oddly specific green flags you may look for. Okay. So let's look at the comments. These are some of the green flags I noticed early in my partner. His actions matched his words. He was consistent. I felt calm around him. I never felt confused about where we stood, his interest level. The first time I brought a small issue to him, he listened to what I said, and we discussed what boundaries needed to be placed to make us both feel comfortable. He acted the same around his friends and family as he did when we were alone. We've been together almost 3 years. That's awesome. Like this is all good stuff. This is all green flags. Okay. Absolutely. Like this is real good stuff right here. Um, it says we've been together 3 years now, and the green flags just keep piling up. He's thoughtful and genuine kind. He loves spending quality time with me and also respects my need for alone time. He respects my opinions even when they're different than his. We approach problems as a team. It's never been him versus me. That is beautiful. It truly is. Comment below if you think these are green flags. I feel like they are, right? And as we talked about, I want to say on Thursday, or was it no, Wednesday, if you're not used to this, you can mess this up. You can sabotage all these green flags. Okay. So you got to make sure you got to check the facts, right? On these, when you see these green flags in your relationship, some people might consider that this is boring, but no, this is how it needs to be if you're going to be in a relationship. You don't want stress. You don't want to be in hell in your relationship. And if you're seeing these green flags and you still don't trust it, there's some inner work to be done. Okay. And for sure, healthy relationships, they do have conflict, right? But they do not become unsafe. They just don't. If it's a healthy relationship, they do not. And red flags, so some people, these are the basics, right? But I am going to tell you, okay? Somebody that, oh, let me say this. I know in relationships, I am married, and I don't tolerate, being called out of my name. I don't tolerate, of course, violence, right? Any sort of disrespect whatsoever in my relationship. Okay, I require safety. I require someone that has my back because I am going to have his. All right, and that is what we do for each other. That emotional safety is very is is special, right? And knowing what hmm I would say knowing what your partner needs and you also feeling comfortable to express your needs is very healthy. Anytime you don't feel comfortable, that is when you should go and seek some support. Okay? So it's not that healthy relationships should be built on intensity. They're basically built on clarity, respect, and regulation. And, what this person says, that's here. All of that is here. Okay? All of that is here in this comment. Okay, let's go to another example here. Green flags seem unnoticed nowadays. Yep. Okay. They say healthy relationships are boring, but imagine someone makes you feel comfortable and secure, remembers little tiny details about you, including your favorites, and giving you assurance, even if you not asked it, even if you didn't ask for it. Okay. Someone you can be vulnerable with. You can be yourself. You can be genuine without disrespecting you. Okay. Without them disrespecting you. Someone who has clear and vivid plans about your relationship. This part, that could get a little murky right there. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, not too much, but a little bit. It can get a little tiny bit murky right there because you have to really truly your plans have to align with the other person's own personal journey, and sometimes you're not going to have that fully figured out. And I don't think that means that you're in a less healthy relationship just because you haven't seen yet how your personal plans will fit with the plan cohesively for the relationship. Someone who respects your time and boundaries and understands that you have other people in your life. Yes, yes, for sure. Someone who makes time for you, care for you, and sees your flaws as ground for bloom. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, wait. Hold on. um, some people could some people we got to get clear on what we define as a flaw, right? And there are flaws that can put both of you in danger, right? And that might need to be called something else. um, a flaw is the person has ADHD, right? That could be a flaw. Really, if they getting help, it could be a superpower. But a flaw, as in this person is in and out of jail, nah, that's not somebody that needs to be in a relationship. That's somebody that needs to be in a relationship with themselves, um, and getting themselves together, but it's not healthy, right? So that like there's certain flaws that you can't you can't wait for somebody else to bloom when they putting you both in danger, okay? But it's still good now. If it's a healthy flaw, absolutely. I just want to clear that up because people can take it there. Someone who never lets you sleep with a heavy heart and never takes advantage of you. Yeah, that's beautiful. Someone who communicates their thoughts because they care about your relationship, that disagreements are part of it and wants it healthy. Hmm. Yeah, I think they meant to say knows that. Imagine having someone who is good for your heart. We are blinded by red flags because they are represented by the color of love. That's an interesting observation. We always think that we can change them, that they'll soon realize their mistakes. Yep, that they will have initiative to fix themselves. We assume and hope that the love we give will be enough reason for them to be better. Or otherwise, we want plot twist, we want thrill, we want someone not boring, we want to play games, that we forgot about peace, we forgot about the love we deserve. Yep, true story. We deserve love that keeps us sane. We deserve green flags. Yes, we do. We do. Consistency. Consistency is a beautiful thing, and I can understand that, life be lifing, and sometimes it can throw off that consistency, and you are growing as well, and you're not the same person you were yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 years ago. You're just not. And I can see how that could be an issue in a relationship. And sometimes what I've seen is you might have a partner that was all into everything, doing everything right in the beginning, and then they start to fall off, right? And then you have a partner that's doing everything they can to keep it going. That's usually normal in a relationship, but we got to bring it up. We got to talk about it and we got to work on it. We have to constantly, whenever you see that spark fading away, especially if it's a healthy relationship, you do need to find ways to reignite that flame, right? And sometimes that is through counseling, sometimes that is through let's reintroduce ourselves to each other, right? Um, and the genuine care, right? Because you're not, we're human beings, so things are going to happen to us. Might be sickness, it might be trauma, right? When you're in relationships, because life keeps going regardless of whether you're happy in your relationship or not. It keeps going, and sometimes it can affect the person and the the overall vibe of the relationship sometimes based off of the situation. But if you have a strong foundation of love, care, support, and safety, you can overcome anything when it comes to relationships. The most important relationship, though, regardless of all of this, is that relationship with yourself, right? If you love yourself, you can love somebody else. And a lot of us don't, it would be good if everybody decided to work on themselves before they got into a committed relationship. That would be amazing, but that's not always how it goes. Okay, hormones be hormoning. All right, loneliness be lonely. And most of us skip over that, but I think you can always still be a work in progress, and long as you are doing your part to make sure you are a healthy individual, right? Then absolutely, absolutely, the green flags can continue. Okay? They truly can. And yeah, this is something that I do want to hype up more. I do. Because we do need more green flags. We need to normalize that. And, talked about it this week. A lot of people normalize toxicity and they are so used to that. And their examples of love, your first examples of love are your parents. They're so used to that they bring it into their other relationships, and then if it's not there, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do, right? But if it don't feel good and you're getting a reaction, you can see that you're hurting somebody or they're telling you. Sometimes you don't see it, right? Sometimes you don't understand how serious it is based off of the toxic traits that you may have brought into a relationship. But if they're telling you that they're hurting you, that you're hurting them, whether it's you're hurting their feelings or they don't feel like you're emotionally present or supportive or whatever the case may be, listen if you truly care about that person. Listen and work on yourself, right? Be willing. Be willing to put in work because it's not easy. Every relationship takes work, okay? It takes work to from the food to get to your mouth. Your body has to work, all right, in order to get to where it needs to get to nourish your body, right? Everything we do in this lifetime on this earth, in this body requires work. So if you want to be in a healthy relationship, you have to commit to the work. First on yourself, and then you can be a green flag for someone else. For sure. Absolutely. Um, and I do think I want to know what you guys think. Comment below. Do you think people overlook green flags for chaos because they're used to chaos, right? They're used to what they see on TV. Comment below. Comment below. And also take a look, okay? I said that your parents are your first example of love, their relationship. No matter what, oftentimes you're gonna attract people like your parents, okay? Whether it's good or bad, they're gonna have those traits because they're your first example of love. Really think about did you see green flags there, right? Or and what is boring to you that is considered anything we talked about today, is it a green flag or is it a red flag to you that it's not as exciting, right? Um, have you experienced that? Do you even know that you're deserving of a green flag relationship? Do you even know? Right? That you can have someone that supports you. I know when I talk about my relationship, people like to call, my husband a unicorn. Right? I don't really like that term because he's not perfect and I'm not perfect. We have our issues, but those lines that I talked about, oh yeah, no infidelity, duh. You know how many people don't think that monogamy is real, like that you can be with somebody that doesn't cheat on you. I hate that. I hate that because I'm wondering how many people were taught that and feel as though they could they don't want to cheat, but society or their friends or even their family members are saying, go and be out there because that's normal and you can get through anything. Like, 'Cause people teach people bad habits. I believe that they're not that they might naturally early say, "I don't want that and I don't wanna do that," and then they get encouraged to do it anyways, and it just messes up everything. Um, that's the thing. So I wonder. But yeah, you can have somebody that doesn't call you out your name. You can have someone that doesn't call you, stupid or use negative language towards you. You can have someone that apologizes for their behavior and actually does the work to repair, right? Because the best apology is change behavior. You can have that. Okay. Let's see if we can look at one more example of green flags. All right. Healthy relationship. What are examples of a healthy relationship? We all talk about red flags. Did I already say that one? Okay, this person is asking the question, but can we discuss with each other what a healthy relationship looks like? Does anyone know? Okay, let's see the comments. All right. Let's go to the best. All right, here we go. To me, a healthy relationship starts when the partners are truly partners. They share equal responsibility for keeping the relationship healthy. They can privately discuss how they feel about any topic without fear or of ridicule, shame, or denial of their feelings. And the point here is they are discussing feelings. Yes, yes, yes. They are not blaming others. They are using a lot of I sentences and very few you sentences. Okay. Each partner knows, understands, and respects the boundaries of the other partner. More importantly, each partner knows, understands, and respects their own boundaries. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. I agree. Each partner knows what they want and need from the relationship and communicate those wants and needs. Each partner tries their wait. Okay. So sometimes people don't know what they need. Sometimes it's some people that never been asked and didn't know people cared. So they haven't even thought about what they need. They don't know themselves that well to know, right? That's the thing. Each partner tries their best to fulfill the needs and wants of their partner as long as it does not cross boundaries. Sorry about that. I was supposed to have a dance break at 6:30. Sidebar. Okay. A healthy relationship is easier to maintain. Easier, not easy. Yep, exactly. When the partners have overlapping boundaries and can meet the needs of the other, the more overlap, the easier it is. hmm When one or more needs aren't being met is when resentment can set in. Absolutely. Healthy relationships tend to address these issues early, openly, calmly, and in private. Again, using more I sentences than you sentences. The other partner actively listens, repeats back what they understand is being said, and both partners discuss what actions each partner is willing to do to resolve the issue. Yeah, that's a this is a good example. This is a good statement as to the relationships. The I statements you say instead of saying you ignored me, you say I feel ignored when I've already told you that I don't like what you do, you know. whatever. Instead of you are ignoring me because you did this, right? Use I statements because it is necessary, and not to say that your partner is going to automatically stop doing the thing you don't like. It's going to take some learning. So if it is something that, for instance, if it's something like turn the TV off before you go to bed, okay? Don't start a big, like, don't catastrophize that situation, right? Keep bringing it up until. But sometimes when I know some people don't like to explain themselves, but your triggers, if you're in relationship, you do need to explain why you need certain things done, right? And then, or if your partner is expressing, hey, I need the TV off because I'm the one paying the bill and it will help me not stress out about the bill, the electric bill. Or even if I need TV off because I like to sleep in silence, okay? Uh, so if you could please turn it off at night because of that, right? Or it could be something like PTSD related, it can be something deeper, but you should explain it to your partner. And if your partner explains, takes the time to explain it to you, please respect what they're asking for. Because yes, they're gonna see it as a sign of disrespect and it'll cause an argument, right? Like the smoke will come. Okay, if you're tired and you forget, hopefully your relationship is strong enough to where your partner notices that you're tired or you were tired, right? But don't try your hardest not to make it a habit to not give your partner what they need, okay? And let me see. Actively listen, repeat back what they understand. Okay. This part is difficult because some of us are living with ADHD, autism, and don't know it, okay? This part is different. I'm somebody who communicates differently. I'm more of an emotional communicator than a analytical communicator. I analyze in my head more than I do verbally. So if someone says, for instance, the sky is blue, right? And the sky was blue yesterday, and I really don't like when the sky is blue, right? And I say, "Oh, so the sky was a navy, navy blue and blah blah blah." And they'll say, "No, I said just blue. I didn't say navy blue." Right? That can start an argument. It starts an argument when people don't understand what type of communicators they are, and their partner doesn't understand what type of communicator they are, and your partner could be in a mood to where they've decided that you don't understand them, and then somebody has to decide to address the situation later, right? Because sometimes you could be that angry you can't hear what nobody is saying. You just want to be right in the moment. That's gonna happen, right? But as long as y'all not going below the belt, like you can survive anything. So this repeat back, that's some of the issues I have in my relationship. you know, that we struggle with, but it's not a deal breaker at all. Like we can always come back from those types of discussions, but also making space when it's not a good day, right? All relationships run into issues. Boundaries get crossed, boundaries actually get discovered that no one knew existed before. It's not the issues that define a healthy relationship, it's the ability to address the issues and come to resolutions that each partner is slash can do that define a healthy relationship. Exactly. I think I just said that. in a different way. But I think I just said that. Okay. I did. So for sure it's not about the presence of conflict that defines health. It's whether the relationship can survive the conflict, okay? Without becoming unsafe. Right? And we're not just talking about physically, we're talking about emotionally, mentally, you know, um, unsafe. Okay. And if so, we got to get some help. But remember, there's certain boundaries that shouldn't be crossed. They just shouldn't. Okay. And I'm gonna ask, where were most people ever shown what healthy repair looks like, right? Were you ever shown that? What do you think it looks like? Because this is definitely a great example of, or a great way to explain, address the issues when you can address it without cutting below the belt. Okay. And yeah, chemistry isn't enough, looks ain't enough, right? Peace is not boring, okay? Why, if you want some drama, watch TV. You don't have to have it in your house. You don't have to have it in your relationship, the drama, okay? You don't. I promise. You have like healthy conflict, communication, comprehension of communication, right? Know when somebody at some point got to figure out whether you are listening to each other. Because once you get to yelling or somebody stand up, if there's movement and anger, somebody need to cut the argument off. Okay? Walk out the room, say we're gonna talk about this later. Let me cool down. Right? Do that. Okay, so yeah, green flags. Like this conversation. It's good. This was good. I got to do more green flags for y'all. We need more of that. We need more of that for sure. So thank you all for tuning in. If you've missed any of the lives, please feel free to go back and watch them. I reacted to a whole lot of stuff, okay? When it comes to relationships and boundaries and safety and things of that nature. I really hope that you're getting some insightful and beneficial information from watching these lives. And stay tuned for more things. Okay? Subscribe, comment below your thoughts. If you're in a healthy relationship, please comment below. If you're not, or if you didn't know, if you never saw a great example of that, comment below. I love to know your thoughts. Okay? And we did it, y'all. 5 days of going live. Subscribe. Share the contents. Okay? Have a great weekend and I will see you soon. Okay? All right.